Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. We have a 6 game slate tonight and I'll go through every single game on the board. We keep splitting on our bets 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 1 and 1, 2 and 2 days. So we are kind of just juicing out. But some of these losses were insane. Look at these guys. Onyeka Kongu, we bet over 14.5 points last night. He gets 17 field goal attempts in 23 minutes. He missed so many layups, got blocked 4 times at the rim. Imagine going 4 from 17 against the Wizards. That's kind of embarrassing, like horrible performance by Okongwu. Let's just now dive into the slate for tonight. 6 games on the board. Honestly, don't like this slate at all, but we'll dive into every single one and I'll maybe get you off some trap lines for tonight. And first one could actually be uh, Ty Jerome. 16.5 line. He covered this in 6 out of 7 games. Encouraging stuff for this bet is that last game he got 22 minutes compared to 20 minutes earlier, but could be just that there wasn't that ball quick enough for him to get subbed out. So yeah, maybe he's still on 21 minutes projection rotation. So this one is kind of weird because look at this. He's having, as I said earlier in the videos, he having Luka Doncic type of a usage, 33.5%. That's absolutely insane. But the team is definitely lacking on some players, as we can see. No John Morant, no Jaren Jackson Jr., no Aldama, no Zach Eden, no covered. So those are like top 6 guys in points scored. 5 are out. So Ty Jerome is leading the team. Definitely could be a decent spot, but on the other side, it's the Golden State Warriors. Last time they played, like before the All-Star break, he ended up with 19 points, but he shot very efficiently, 8 from 14 from the field. Yeah, I think this isn't sustainable. Like, okay, last game against Miami, he covered even with poor shooting, but covered by 1 point. Then again, against the Denver Nuggets, leaving on the free throw line. So even though this looks great, I'm not going to bet it because uh, I do think, like looking at the Golden State Warriors, they are still the best against pick and roll ball handlers, second best against pick and roll ball handlers. And looking at defensive rating, they are 8th base defense. And when we take a look over the last 15 games, they are kind of average everywhere. So still not poor in any area besides transition. And yeah, so even though I lean over, I don't think that's enough for me to make this bet. GG Jackson could be all over the place, uh, playing super well last couple of games, but shooting 3 from 4 from 3, missing 1 3 he wouldn't cover against the Kings, much worse defensive team. Then cover against Miami, super crazy game, but yeah, Jazz horrible defense. Another game where he was hella efficient, but against Golden State Warriors, he played like 2 weeks ago, only 6 points in that game, even though they missed a ton of players. So definitely not the bet I want to make. So yeah, this is a game where like looking at the injury for Golden State Warriors, no Steph, no Butler, Melton questionable, Porzingis out, Horford probable. So weird lineup here. So yeah, first game not for me. Moving on to the second game on the board, we have Brandon Ingram, the guy that we bet under last night against the OKC. He only had 15 points. They defended him really well as expected. The line closed 19.5. So for this one, Spurs, another rough matchup. Earlier this season, he only scored 14 points against them, and the line was closed at 19.5. Now we have 21.5. Yeah. Uh, Not my. I can bet the under because we have Scotty Barnes questionable, but the over doesn't look great against the Spurs. Yeah, no matter what. So there is that. Was leaning under for Colin Murray balls, but last time they played, he scored 19 points. So definitely not betting that one. Was leaning also on Victor Wembanyama under 23.5 points. That's moved But still, last game he played big 36 minutes. If we have look at Wemby when he gets 30 plus minutes on the season, he's averaging 25 points. Still don't prefer the over at all. But last time he played Raptors, the line closed at 28 and a half. No Fox in that game definitely affected it, but they held him to 8 field goal attempts and 10 free throws. He was insanely efficient and then covered by only 1 point. So expect heavy aggressive defense against Wemby from Raptors, but they are back to back, so I don't know how much they can do. Moving on from the next, I will probably target Keldon Johnson under 12.5 points again. Not widely available. They are not, like, even looking at the DraftKings, they don't even have the lines price for the under, so makes sense. As I said last game, we bet his under. He only played 22 minutes. When he gets like 16 to 24 minutes, then we can see that he's not even close to covering this. And Raptors are a good defensive team, so yeah. Rebounds, still no unders here. Points, rebounds, and assists, still no under here. I would love to bet under points, rebounds, and assists because they are healthy. No one is out. So, yeah, you don't have a line for under. If you have minus 133, makes sense. Under 17.5 makes sense as well. So, there's that. If we get Barnes out, maybe targeting Brandon Ingram over assists in this one could work. We can see that last couple of games he hit 6 assists. One game without Scotty Barnes, he had 6 on 10 potential in a blowout win. So that will be a way to target something with Barnes out. Next game on the board, Kings against the Rockets. This will be insane game. We can see, like, last game, Houston didn't even play well. They blown out to Utah. Now they're playing against horrible Kings. 15 point spread for this one. Another blowout expected, especially since Rockets at home. Do we go back to Shangun? Probably not the best thing to do, honestly. So you can see that against the Jazz, he was poor. 16 points in 36 minutes against Utah Jazz. That's not great. He did cook some assists in that game, 9 assists, and rebounding should be definitely well without without Amen Thompson and Steven Adams. Last time he played without them against the OKC, he ended up with 12 rebounds in that game. And we can see similar players doing really well against the Kings, covering in 13 out of 15 games, averaging 30% more rebounds than closing lines. But similar players by position didn't do well against them. But some of these guys were very limited in minutes. Yeah, so could be that as well. Moving on to the Rich Shepard. Last time without Amen Thompson, he started and played 32 minutes. If he gets 30 plus minutes, he should definitely cook here on the season when he gets like even 23 to 33, which is on the conservative side. He's averaging almost 14 points a game. But look at the threes. He hit 50% of the time, but we need to adjust for the matchup. Over the last 15 games, we can see that Kings allowed fourth most above the break threes, and they are ranked 22nd in catch and shoot, which is very different on the season. 13, and over the last 15 they are 22nd. 19th over above the break 3, over the last 15 27th. So went from average to way above average. So looking at the matchup, when he is facing teams who allow catch and shoot, like outside top 10, I would say. Yeah, and when we do like threes allowed, then he's playing teams who allow like outside top 10 in threes allowed. And we are doing that because over the last 15, they are allowing way more threes. And then when we look at this, he covered this in 15 out of 22 games. But the price is very juice, minus 132. So this may be even fair price for each Shepard. So yeah, and there's always chance Udoka does something stupid with Rich Shepard because it seems like he doesn't like to play him big minutes, even though as a Rockets fan, I hate Udoka for it. Crazy stuff. Yeah, so moving on. Cavaliers against the Bucks, and that's where we're gonna have our official bet. And I'm going straight up to Jared Allen. double double, yes, plus money, plus 105. First official bet on the show. Jared Allen double double, yes. Why I'm betting this? It's back-to-back game. Mobley just recently returned from the injury, and I expect him to be out. Uh, Without Mobley this season, and he gets 25 plus minutes, he covered this line in. He got double double in 6 out of 9 games. The one that missed was with 9 rebounds, and one that he didn't rebound at all. So covered in 6 out of 9 and was 1 rebound short in 2 losses. But let's look at the last game since Harden came to the team, and then he covered this line in 5 out of the 6. And only the game that didn't cover was blowout win against the Wizards, where he got 9. So he almost got double double in every single one of these games. So honestly, I'm not that afraid of him getting points with Harden on the team. He should get 10 plus easily. So let's now dive into this is mostly like a rebounds bet. And if you take a look on the rebounds since Harden came, he's averaging 11.5 rebounds per 30 minutes. And look at similar players against the Bucks, covering 7 out of 9 games, averaging 12% more rebounds than their closing lines. And also, entire season when he gets 25 plus minutes, he covered this line in 46% of the games. But without Evan Mobley, he covered this in 6 out of 9, averaging 11 rebounds a game. And we take a look over the last 15 games, Bucks allow above average rebounds. Definitely a decent matchup. He is going out there rebounding against, I don't know, Miles Turner, one of the worst rebounders in the league. So could see him getting a ton of rebounds here. And we are all actually betting for him to get 10 rebounds. And looking at some numbers here, I definitely love that. If you take a look, maybe like 28 plus minutes without Mobley, then he covered this in 5 out of 6 games, averaging 12 rebounds a game. And that they are now on second night of back-to-back. Last time he was on back-to-back, he got 32 minutes without Mobley. So think this is a spot where another spot where he gets 28 plus. So yeah, without Mobley, his rebounds definitely go up a ton. This season, last season, we can just look. I don't know, didn't check this, but we'll check it now. Last season when he played like 28 to 35 minutes, he covered this rebounding line in 40 out of 53 games. Without Evan Mobley, he covered this line in 6 out of 6 games, averaging 13 rebounds a game. Last season against the Bucks, teams cover, but different teams, so I wouldn't even look at this. That doesn't make sense, but this looks great. Definitely. And also without Mobley, he got average of 32 minutes. It's the same as I have him tonight. So our first official bet, Jared Allen, double double, yes, plus 105 on FanDuel and plenty of other spots. Moving on. Actually, let's dive deep into some other spots for this game. I don't like anything on the side of the Bucks. They are a hot mess. I don't know. I don't know much. Maybe a bet on AJ Green because the matchup is actually really good. So he scores like most of his points from three, like 30% from corners and 60% above the break. So 90% of his points are coming from threes. Looking at the last 15 games, we can see on the threes end, Cavs allow fourth most threes. Let's look at the last 10 since Harden came to the team. And over the last 10 games, they allowed third most threes. They allow fifth most catch and shoot. And they allow the most corner threes, where he gets 33% of his threes. So 33%, 1/3 of his total threes come from the corners. Also, let's take a look at head-to-head. 4 threes in both games against them. Both games with Giannis, but no Kuzma, no Kevin Porter Jr., no Kevin Porter Jr. here as well. Kevin Porter Jr. is playing, Giannis is out. We could say that Giannis playing helps him get better looks. because of his gravity. I will tend to agree with that one, but still, this is a great matchup for AJ Green. We've seen like last game or game before that, OKC scored ton of threes, getting wide open looks. They are just protecting the paint. Over the last 10 games, we can see points in the paint allowed. They allow third least points in the paint. They don't let anyone in the paint, but they help off of the corners, and they are more than happy to allow threes as they allow third most threes, even though they are a good defensive unit. Like they are seventh best defense, but allow ton of threes. So that's definitely working for them. So I think they should stick with it. So AJ Green, probably over 8.5 points is much better than over 2.5 threes because let's say he makes two threes and he got fouled on one, and then he covers with two threes, gets 9 points, covers points, but doesn't cover threes. So I would say over 8.5 points should be better. Looking at the entire season, and he gets expected minutes, which is I'll put it in a wide range just to compare hit rates. He hit threes in 59% of the time and hit points in one more. So is 10 cents of juice worth it? I don't know, but I will definitely prefer over 8.5 points. Let's look at the entire last three seasons. When we look at the hit rate on threes, he hit in 57%, but on points he hit in 61%, so 4% more. Uh, 4 games where he covered 8.5 points but didn't cover threes. So definitely something to look for minus 110 compared to plus 100. I will definitely choose minus 110 and 8.5 and a slightly better chance of hitting. On the side of the a very interesting matchup for Harden and Mitchell on assists. We can see that last game Harden only 4 assists, even though he was cooking this line on previous game. Looking at Donovan Mitchell as well, a fourth assist, 5.5 line. Since Harden came, he only covered in one game, but he's averaging 8.8 potential assists. So they're kind of having him a bit high for the matchup, but matchup is great for his assist, so I wouldn't advise betting on under, even though the hit rates look great. Yeah, that's it for this game. Moving on to the next one, Celtics against the Nuggets. I opened this slate and I was like, Julian Strouter. Okay, this could be an under. Last game he only played 18 minutes because they are now healthy, mostly healthy, because you have see Jamal Murray is playing, probable. Jokic is playing, Hardaway, Cam Johnson returned, Christian Brown returned, Bruce Brown is playing big minutes, and Jones is also in the rotation back. So Strouter only played 18 minutes here. Game before that one, he was kind of 29, 25, 25. So he is going to play between, I would say, like 16 to 26 minutes. Hit rate won't look great for this one because most of these games were with ton of guys out. He only got minutes when everyone was out. Now everyone is healthy, and the matchup is absolutely insane for him. He's now playing the team that allows second least catch and shoot and second least points in the paint. He will be heavily reliant on pull-ups to score here, but it's Joe Mazzulla. This guy is crazy. He could ended up like leaving Strouter and Christian Brown wide open and triple teaming Jokic. I don't know what's the plan going to be. It sucks. You can't bet overs and unders in this game because everything is like correlated with how Mazzulla decides to defend one guy. If you can have a read and expect something from Mazzulla like double teaming Jokic, then Jokic points under and other guys, role players over on so Jokic points under, assist over, and some role players over on points will pay great money. But I don't have a clear read. He's weird, but he's an absolutely insane coach. So can't predict that one. Won't bet on the Denver Nuggets in this one. Definitely. On the side of on the Celtics, yeah, Jalen Brown coming back from injury, probable. Peyton Pritchard without Jalen Brown had a huge stinker last night. He's now on back to back, so don't know what to do with it. Without since the trade this season, Looking at the games, he covered assists in 6 out of 8, averaging 6 assists. This is a good matchup for assists. So maybe he can produce here on the assist one at plus money. Still won't make it an official bet. Sam Hauser finally playing well after a very slow start to a season. Looking at the last 18 games, averaging 13 points a game per 29 minutes. Covered his threes in 61% of the games. Matchup is definitely good, but we have minus 146. Best price minus 130, so can make this official bet as well. Honestly, guys, told you I'm not a huge fan of this slate, but I'm just like going through games and sharing my. So the thing is, there could be a slate with 11 games when I have 15 bets, but there could also be a slate with 11 games where I only find 5 bets and I won't force stuff. And also, when I have 15 bets, I won't like cut myself short and like just choose 5 best. No, when I find value, I don't care how big of a slate is it. If it's 15 game slate and I only have 5 bets, it's 5 bets. I won't force stuff. Today, 6 game slate, I have only 1 bet made so far. Compared to like 3 days ago, 6 game slate, I had 11 bets. So, yeah, not a fan of this slate, won't force it, and that's how you should approach as well. If you find something you like, doesn't matter, bet it. The thing I will say when you need to be cautious is like when you have like 5 bets from the same game, it's all overs. Then I will definitely tone down. Either choose 3 I like the most, or bet like half the side. Like if you are betting 1 unit on props, that will be 5 units risk on 1 games on all overs. Blowout happens, you can lose all 5. It's very much correlated. So what would I do in that case? I will probably bet half a unit on every single one and end up with 2.5 units risk on 1 game. Or the thing you can do, pick the ones you like the best and then bet 1 unit on it and risk 3 units instead of 5. So definitely something to look for. And yeah, as I said, only 1 official bet today. It is how it is. For example, we have 10 games tomorrow, so yeah, looking like a better slate to attack. Probably will end up having more bets. You should only bet the stuff that you like and the bets that you love, the bets that you think have an edge. For example, this Jared Allen bet is good bet. I will definitely bet it any day of the slate. But for example, like 3 days ago, that probably wouldn't be even in top 5 of my bets. And I could find some bets today, like for example, let's go to Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a lean. I would say it's Sam Merrill. And let's take a look when he gets expected minutes, which is 20 to 28, I would say, on the season, this season. And looking now at the threes, he covered this in 58% of the games. Matchup looks decent. They allow a ton of catch and shoot. They allow above the break 3 spot up. So it does look great. But let's take the last 3 games. Nets, decent matchup, 1 from 4. Hornets, decent matchup, 2 from 4. Then against the Knicks, 0 from 4. So he's not a great 4. So I'm not loving it. Like it's an okay bet, I would say. Like matchup is great. No Mobley, he should get minutes, but minutes are kind of not secure for him because look at this. Against the Knicks, 21 minutes. Against the Nets, 22 minutes. So he's kind of between 20-24 minutes. So when you take a look at the games when he's playing 20 to 25 minutes, he's averaging 2.3 a game, under in 6 out of 11. Cover against like Wizards, just not enough. If it was a huge slate, I wouldn't even consider it. So if I wouldn't even consider it, if I had 10 great bets, betting it today will be like forcing stuff out. So yeah, that's it, guys. Only 1 official bet, but I like that one, and we'll live to bet another day, and that's tomorrow. 10 game slate. Don't miss out.